Welcome to the Small Business Podcast series, where each week we are interviewing small business owners that support small business owners. And we have a unique guest this week who's working with specifically he's a video agency working with agency owners. So he's doing a lot of video, but this is a new thing. This is a recent acquisition that came in. And so I have Alex Canner, founder and CEO of Tap Social, who did an acquisition of 22 Creations and is starting to merge all of it together. And while we're recording this, it's all fresh, it's all new, but we wanted to get this recording in and get it ready for all of you listeners out there to understand the importance of the video side of the world. And it is such a big thing that we're dealing with right now. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate it. And thank you for that amazing intro. That was absolutely perfect. You nailed it. And this is an interesting time. There is a lot of things going on right now in this kind of combining of businesses, but it makes it exciting at the same time.
Alex, I totally understand. I've been through multiple acquisitions, sold multiple companies, all in the small business space where it is like, you don't know what you don't know until you jump in and go, right? The entrepreneurial spirit's jumping off the cliff and building the plane on the way down, right? So, give us a quick intro to your business and the problems that you are solving.
Yeah. So for the main part, I think video is a big part of every business right now. And as you know, TikTok and Instagram and just vertical video as a whole, which you could even see on YouTube at the moment, is just taking over the world. And that's where people feel the most familiar. They're the most familiar with that type of content. So being on that content is very, very important to brands. At the same time, specifically on Facebook and Instagram, some of the lead costs to generate these leads for small businesses that I work with, it's just one of the most efficient places to do it. So the combination of using the preferred viewed content, which is vertical video, in combination with making sure our businesses are in front of them and trying to generate a lead has really proven a lot of success. So what we do at Tap Social and now 22 Creations, which I am incredibly grateful for Chris, who has allowed me to take over 22 Creations. This is his baby, and he definitely deserves a thank you. We're really helping agencies that are also helping small businesses with their video priorities. It seems like that's where everyone wants to be and needs to be. So what we do is we help with video, and then we do the editing as well.
Very nice. That is, as you said, it's such a critical part. The whole world is relying upon it. It's so easy for anybody to pick up their phone and do video, but getting video right and making it look good is a talent that not a lot of people have. And it is so awesome that you're supporting those. What gave you the inspiration as you think, so I want to frame this around a little bit of the acquisition side of it, just because that's a little bit of my niche. And I work with a lot of business owners in that space. So when when you started to talk to Chris about going in doing the acquisition of 22 Creations, what was your inspiration behind the discussion?
This is a great story, actually. So this is perfect for how this all happened. It's honestly kind of amazing. So I have my own company, Tap Social, and I was looking for more videographers and video editors myself because we were doing a lot of work for other businesses. And yeah, I have some people on the team, but I wanted some people that were more local, and I was looking. I got targeted with an ad from Chris's 22 Creations agency that was a video of him at his desk in a turtleneck with glasses on. And like, bottom line is, one, they purposely did that to try and be creative, which is so smart. Again, really trying to make sure that you're appearing to what people are going to want. I mean, that comes across every business, and that's a big part of video. But right when I like signed up for that link, I mean, it was 8:30 at night. I got a call a minute later from Chris. And he's like, "Hey, this is Chris with 22 Creations. Is this Alex Canner?" And I was like, dude, that was the fastest application to call I've ever received in my life. And that's another thing that's very important within lead generation is that people are filling out forms all the time. It's important to call because you sometimes forget what you filled out. And that's where the conversation started. And when I told him about the agency and that I had and what I was doing, he's young and this was something that he built, but wasn't his complete passion. And was like, hey man, he calls me a week later and he's like, I think I have the best opportunity you're ever gonna get. And he built this whole funnel of small businesses that want video. And it really tweaked my own thought process on what my own agencies should be focusing on, where we were doing social media and we really do cross-channel marketing. I mean, we work on Google, we work on LinkedIn, we work on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we work on all of them. But all of those platforms kind of start a lot of it with video. And it seemed that when you're reaching out to brands, it seems like going with video first really worked better than anything, and it worked on me. So, see, that's kind of where it came into, like, my mind where, man, this is really a great opportunity. I was looking for something like this, and, here it is. You have to take advantage of these moments when they come. So, Chris is still, helping on the transition every day and has been super good to me. And we're kind of helping each other out in whatever ways we can, just because this is kind of so unique on how it's happened. But it's been an amazing experience so far.
Alex, that is awesome. I was just watching a video the other day, and talking with clients this morning on a coaching call that talked about how Harvard Business Review says if you can respond within the first minute of
Yep.
somebody, you get a 390% better possibility of closing. And that is like, I mean, who wouldn't take that bet, right?
Yep.
That kind of a chance of closing is amazing. If you've ever opened your laptop ready to grow your business and 2 hours later closed it, realizing you've gotten nothing done, but you've researched office chairs, you've ordered lunch, and you've planned out the next 3 dinners, all the things that you wouldn't typically do to work on your business. Yeah, I've done that too. I'm Jason Pond. I'm the host of the Small Business Breakthrough Podcast, and I want you to achieve your breakthrough. But we do that through the community I built. I built the Momentum Community. The Momentum Community is a place where we meet every week and we talk about your goals, where you want to get with your business, and then we track them. And we use the Momentum dashboard to do that. We make sure you're moving forward every week, and it's accountability like you've never seen in a community forum. I want you to be part of that community. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link in the description below and enjoy the rest of the episode. As we start talking about this, you've been in marketing a while, and now you're kind of pivoting a little bit towards focusing into video specific in the business, and those transitions will take a little bit. But as you were growing the marketing agency prior to this, what challenges did you have to overcome as you kind of broke out of big city, as we were talking before the show, big city marketing into your small business marketing that you're
Oh,
doing now?
yeah. I mean, big city marketing, you're working with the top 100 brands in the world, and the budgets are between 100K to half a mil, and it's a totally different game. You could do a lot more to try and get them. But at the same time, it's harder, I think, sometimes to feel good about the work that you're doing. It depends on the brand. Where in small business, you're really trying to also earn a dollar yourself, but really try and make sure that you're being priced efficiently for a company that and a business owner that might not understand marketing. This might not be something that they're going to get overnight. They're putting a lot of trust in you and just as a person to really help them grow. And there's a lot of people that just sell and don't deliver. And it's tough to believe in something that you don't understand. So I think that's probably one of the toughest things to navigate. I think I try and really approach that right from the start, that my goal is like, I understand that, and my goal is to make you money as quick as I can so that you feel good about giving me money in return, because we both are trying to support each other essentially. And I understand that this can't be a 6 month thing where you don't make a dollar and you just keep paying me. This needs to happen on like month 2. Month 1, sometimes I think there's a lot of foundational building that needs to happen. especially if you're setting up Google pages and things like that. This is for my Tap Social marketing company. This isn't for video agencies. But as I was working with smaller businesses out here, that was a big part of it, is just creating that foundation so that they are having multiple touch points across the people that they're trying to reach and not siloing themselves on maybe one platform.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting thing as I've watched over the last 4 and 5 years, but specifically, whether in my own business or um, at my previous company, or even working with a couple of different clients, that like marketing budgets have had to, from a small business standpoint, have had to be invested in. Like they've got to be able to put the money there, and they don't realize quite how much it costs because honestly, a lot of these small business owners, they're used to just that word of mouth area, and they're not ready or haven't been willing to
Yeah.
scale past that into it. And in order to scale, they've got to start getting their name out further. And they don't realize quite how much a really good marketing plan can cost. Now, there are some gougers out there, but there's definitely some room to move to improve in the pricing of it for sure.
No,
Um,
real quick to jump in on that. I mean, my father, small business owner, owns a real estate management company. For years, I was telling him, Dad, like, we got to do some marketing. I could help you, man. Like, I know my stuff. And as I got older, I'm 36 now, and I've touched so many different parts of the industry. Like, I started in programmatic, I went to social, I've done influencer work, I've had drop shipping companies. I understand email campaigns and how they all tie together and really work. Really, they should be working fluently and in symphony together. Like that's really how a beautiful marketing strategy should work. And finally, he let me like take over his business. He had horrible Google reviews. We got that back, to where he's now in the four plus star range. I built him a website, and then once we started to reach out and do some marketing for leads, and they came back to these tools and came back to his website, and everything looked like a professional 2024 company, we're getting new buildings. And it's like, for this, this is what I tell my clients too. It's like, I've done this not only for other people, but for my own family. And no one's been more of a word of mouth guy. I mean, he would fight with me on this. I'm telling you, Alex, it's just word of mouth. So I totally can relate to that, that resistance.
yeah.
And the other thing is, marketing is also a revenue generator. And I think that's what a lot of people forget. And it does take a little risk to do it, because again, you don't understand it. But marketing drives revenue, and if you get that engine oiled and well built, then feeding it can produce the consistent results. And I think once you do that for clients, it really clicks for them. And these are smart people. These people
Yeah.
run their own businesses. They're pretty smart. It's just helping them understand a whole different business that's difficult sometimes, and I get it.
And using that engine analogy, they're running a little, 2 cycle lawnmower engine, or, 2 cycle weed eater engine. And you really need to have a nice, professionally built custom
Yeah.
engine that's going, but you don't need the Ferrari engine. You could do
Right.
it with just a Honda or a Toyota. It would be fine.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
let's see what, as you're talking about that, you've been through this full circle. So you said you've talked how you understand it, how it all connects. What would you say in, as you're looking at other um competitors out there in the space, what would you say differentiates your approach versus somebody else's?
It's a great question. So for video specific, I think it's part experience and the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. I mean, I'm on calls with, and the people on my team are on calls with around 30 other TikTok and Instagram agencies once a month, just talking about what's working, to really kind of hone in on what other businesses are working well for them. Um, I think that's probably the biggest thing that differentiates ourselves within the video aspect. When it comes to Tap Social, my background is in programmatic advertising. I built an advertisement that was it looks like like Instagram stories, but it runs across websites. And that's why my company's name was originally called Tap Social. It's because you were tapping into a social experience across the web, which was Instagram stories. However, I started to get so many social requests that I dove into social media and I started running a couple hundred influencer campaigns in 2022 and 2023. And when COVID hit, there was a ton of that. And I loved it. I mean, I was able to help not small businesses, but small creators that were trying to monetize their own, I'm talking local skateboarders and things like that. So I think having the experience to work with all of those, that gives me an edge in the video space. But the programmatic advertising background, which was something that for Tap Social, I think a lot of businesses don't really understand. That is a technology that used to cost $1 million minimum spend a year that the top 100 brands use maybe 90% of their digital advertising budget on. And now it's being broken down and available for smaller businesses. That's something when I work with my smaller businesses on Tap Social, it demands a little bit more of a, so we try and help make them money first before we ever even get there. But it's probably the biggest differentiator. No one, I mean, if you look up in Google programmatic advertising, most people don't know it, and it just takes one Google search to realize how powerful data can be when it's supplied programmatically.
Yeah, we've talked in this podcast so far about various different web and social and even video and how video is the newer thing that's out there. What would you say is your take on where the industry is going in the next 5 years?
Oh, AI is everything right now. I mean, that's just the craziest thing to me, and I love it, but it's going to have a huge impact on businesses, on what's fake and what's real. I mean, Sora's ChatGPT's AI that's coming out, it's already out, but it's really not out yet, and where you could use it. I guess maybe it's not out. Maybe there's like some beta versions that some people may have access to. But the ability to say, type a prompt in and say, I want a creator to show me to create a 30-second video of him making this new type of guacamole that has pineapple in it on the beach with the sunset going down. I want 5 different camera angles. That's going to change the entire industry for movies, entertainment, and social and businesses and how video is going. It's going to have a huge impact on video. I think even using those things within small businesses is going to be incredible. A lot of small business owners don't like to be on camera, so where AI is coming in right now, it's probably one of the biggest things I hear is like they don't want to be on camera. This is where UGC creators come in and you hire someone to come to a shoot and have them be an actor for a day, and it's not an influencer where they're posting about it. They're just trying to be the face of your business for a day so that you can then take that content and repost it. I've literally just had a conversation with someone about this today, um, 15 minutes before our call, actually, with a few pharmacies, because it's like so employees don't like to be on camera as well. So I think having the ability to just say, hey, we want AI could take care of all of that. And that's coming within the next year, I think, less than 5 years.
Yeah, that is amazing. It has been such a great conversation today to be able to hear all of the different things that you're working on with Tap Social and 22 Creations. And we definitely want to keep the conversation going here, but I've always jump into the lightning round part of our conversation.
Let's do it.
Okay. The questions aren't too hard. So we'll start it off with coffee or tea?
T.
Tea. Awesome. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
If you could grab only one weapon or item during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
I don't like killing things. Maybe like a lightsaber.
Lightsaber. Okay, there we go. How about a favorite quote or phrase that you think about often?
Say what you want and want what you get.
Say what you want and want what you get. There you go. Favorite movie or streaming series that you love?
Um, ooh, streaming. Don't have much streaming going on. Favorite movie? Let's go with Happy Gilmore.
Okay. Can't go wrong with some Adam Sandler. What book has influenced your life the most?
Oh, The Fountainhead, Ayn Rand.
Very good. How about the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome and one lesson you've learned from it?
Biggest obstacle, starting an agency 2 weeks before COVID and, pivot, and it's okay to fail and fail a lot and just keep going because that's what makes success happen in the end.
Yeah, that is amazing. To hear because adversity always builds character. If you look at it as failure is just an opportunity to learn, not to not keep going, right? So the
100,000%. 100.
absolutely. Alex, how would our listeners be able to collaborate with you if they want to learn more about Tap Social or 22 Creations?
Yeah, you could, email me at alex@22creations.co, uh, alex at 22creations.co, alex@tapsocial.io. There's Tap Social Official on Instagram, so that's at Tap Social Official, and at Alex Canner on Instagram. Both those, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Alex at Tap Social is my main email. It's definitely the easiest place to get in touch with me. But I have a new agency now, so I am definitely paying a lot more attention to what's coming in over there as well.
All right, you heard it here. I will put all of that information in the show notes or in the description if you are watching this on YouTube. And I want all the listeners out there to know there are some big nuggets in here. Go back and re-listen. Reach out to Alex, especially if you're an agency owner that's listening to this and you're looking for help with your video. Alex sounds like he's got a great team coming up to be able to help with that. And so I want to leave it with um, all of the information that we've had in the episode. Alex, it's been great to have you on the show. Listeners, until next time.